soldiers who fought for freedom. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting. Those that are living are still fighting. Chaka Zulu, African soldier. Elisa Lesse, African soldier. Nambia Sikiwe, African soldier. Kwame Nkrumah, African soldier. Jomo Kenyatta, African soldier. Patrice Lumumba, African soldier. Marcus Garvey, African soldier. African
Always remember this. Don't get jealous of someone who is ahead of you. Rather take a cue from him to succeed in your life. Success is always between you and your mind. Oh yeah. Sometimes it is important to fail in life because then only success will taste sweeter. So failure is the next step to success in this life we live. Enjoy yourself in your life. Every moment you have, do not wait for the right moment. What if the next moment the story of your life is changed? Always remember, don't just judge the life by your outcome or your harvest. Judge your life by the seeds which you plant in life. Do good deeds because that is what matters in life. Good morning. Good morning, folks. Good morning, our mighty viewers. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Liberia on VOL 104.1. It pleases us being back. It's on the Friday, folks. The weekend begins on today. Not too many people like Monday, but whenever the weekend is here, they do all they can in making sure that they feel a part, that something good is happening. It's on the weekend, folks. Good morning and welcome. Let's have ourselves a great time. It's Good Morning Liberia. My name is April and Parker. Harris Billy is here as well. Together we're going to run the broadcast up to 10 o'clock. 10 we say goodbye to you on this edition of Good Morning Liberia. Those of you watching this morning, all you need to do, share the live, invite somebody, and let's feel your part. It's great to be back to discuss Liberia. It is always important to discuss Liberia. This is our country, and we will do everything to protect this country. Yes, we have to protect this country no matter what. No matter how you see it, we need to protect this country. This is our country. It's important that we protect Liberia in the best way. Yes, it's good to be back, folks, and it pleases us being back on this edition of Good Morning Liberia. We're going to do it like this up to 10 o'clock, but let's quickly acknowledge those of you watching this morning. We want to do that, right? Too many of you are watching, but those of you who just coming on live, following the presentation this morning, all we need to do, just tell us exactly where you're following the broadcast from or where you're following the show from this morning. And we're going to acknowledge our top fans too as well. So we'll give you the time, right? We got 20 minutes up to 8. Too many things to talk about this morning. Interesting conversation to talk about this morning. It's all about Liberia. So let me welcome Harris. Good morning, Harris. So as Harris is coming in, just tell us exactly where you're following us from. Leave your comment in the comment section and we'll acknowledge you. So please come on live, share the live, invite somebody as we all discuss Liberia in the best way. Good morning, Harris.
Good morning, Parker. Good morning to the folks listening. And to those of you watching us this morning, I'd love to say thank you for following Voice of Liberia. And this is what we expect of every one of you. Keep following Voice of Liberia. This is where we provide you all of the information you need, where we discuss issues of national concern. So, yeah, good morning. And good morning to the folks and every one of us this morning. I trust that we are doing pretty well this morning.
It is on the weekend. It begins soon today.
Yeah, definitely. It begins. I'm saying it it begins on today, and like as usual, we hoping to have a successful and a blessed weekend.
Why you join the people who don't like Monday?
Come again?
Why you have joined the people who don't like Monday?
No, I don't say. I didn't say.
The
I
last
don't.
time we
I don't. I
spoke,
don't. I don't like Monday.
the
Monday
last
is a
time we spoke,
day.
you told me that you
Monday
don't like Monday.
is a serious day for serious people. So I'm saying if one says he or she does not like Monday, obviously that means that person to some
No,
extent
on a larger scale, not too
it's
many
not
people like Monday.
serious. I don't know for what reason, but I believe Monday is a basic day. It's a very serious day. It sets your agenda. Enables you to decide your fate, and so everyone will want to choose Monday. For me, and I see Monday as one of the days I take very seriously.
Monday
Yeah.
morning, while listening to you on the news, your voice can change. So it tells
No,
that you
no.
can
As
do,
usual,
you
I
can.
possess that voice. The way I sound on the show and the way I sound in the news is different, and I want to believe that your ears are used to the way I sound on the show. So sometimes when you listen to the news that way,
The boy likes
that's
to
and that's
he
how it
likes
is.
to dodge everything. He dodges everything. Harris, can you have noticed our viewers this morning as I do the sharing on this side?
Yeah, but I mean, kids on this side, technology is advanced to a point. Yeah, but all right. Where is this thing that I have right here with
So you
me?
can just join us. Just tell us exactly where you're following us from. It's important that you do that. Yes, it's good.
Where is this thing that I have? I saw it somewhere around here not too long.
Yeah, so you will definitely do that. Okay. You haven't gotten there.
Yeah, I think I'm here. I think I'm here.
Okay.
I think I'm here. Okay, so this is it. We have Papa Keita is watching. He says, "Good morning, Liberia voice. That's voice. Good morning, voice of Liberia. I'm CDC Papi Success Skater from Dupont Row. Jared Mia Kim is watching. Says good morning. Lloyd Gillette is watching. He says good morning, viewer. I'm watching you from Political Zoom. Thomas Nandan is watching. He says good morning. I'm watching from New Georgia. Keep up the good work. Lincoln P. Nyakwon is watching. He says, I'm following from Ganta City, Nima County. Jerry Mia Camigan writes and says, good morning from Washington, D.C. Amaral Malcolm X Sherry says, I'm watching from my EGS Ministerial Complex office. Solomon Tukpat is watching. He says, good morning, Liberia. I'm Solomon Tukpat watching from Camp Johnson Road beyond the AMEU University. Dashan Birima, Jeremiah Kim, and two other people. Yeah, that's watching as well. Peter's Kelvin Friday says, good morning. Bobby Brown is watching. Charles Wissett is watching. Lord Jada Retz again and said, good morning, VOL. I'm watching you from a political zone here at Police Academy Junction, Monrovia, Liberia.
And
Don Dombe Colorado is watching. Yeah, and all of those of you watching say, help us to share the
so
lives.
Daniel A.
Mhm.
Colley just come in. He just come in and says, good morning. Our own Beku, Prince Alison is also watching as well, being notified. Yes. Molushan Baleman is indeed as well watching. So good morning to all of you guys this morning. Papi Keita, I mean, call him Papi, CDC Papi, Success
I remember,
Keita
I can understand that,
from
man.
Dupont Row. Yes. So Daniel A. Colley, Lord Jali, good morning, welcome, and the rest of the guys. Molushan Baliman sits on without a comment, but he says he's watching. That's good. And today is the first national conference for the Kolu Sokododo Children's Foundation. I'm told that that national conference will be done today in Unification City. So kudos to Molushan Balema. He is the country director for the Kulu Sokododo Children's Foundation in Liberia. Johnny Thomas Jr. says, good morning, VOL. I'm watching live on Edgefield Junction. What the Edgefield Junction, Harper City, Maryland County. Wow, thanks for joining us. So all you need to do, just share the live in all of the chat rooms, all of the chat rooms, join the live, invite somebody. Okay. Amara Makun Esheri has earned our top fan badge. So congratulations, Amara. He says, I'm watching from an EJS Ministerial Complex office. So Amara, thanks for earning our badge. It tells that you are a regular follower. Congratulations. Malcolm Sharif, congratulations. You are a top fan of Voice of Liberia. So I check on the list. Who else? Nobody. So the last time was Victoria Herb. Yeah, last time was Victoria Herb. Okay. D Gogwe. I hope I got the name. He says, I'm watching from Tunisia. Thanks for General Noah Domoy. Says, good morning. I'm watching from Dupont Road. Thanks for joining us. Invite somebody. Those of you just joining us, sorry. All you need to do, just invite somebody. That the process is on right here. But let's take a word from our partner, Telecel Liberia. As a matter of fact, is Liberia's leading internet service provider. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll talk more about Liberia. It's great to be on this edition of Good Morning Liberia. But let's take this break this morning from Telecel. Yes, Telecel is our partner. When we return, we'll talk more about the issues unfolding in Liberia. Those of you who followed the Liberia National Police on yesterday, there are a few things that we need to talk about because we think that it is about Liberia and we must all work to protect this country. Let's join our partner this morning.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Synchro, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Synchro, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love.
Indeed, Telecel Liberia is Liberia's leading internet service provider. It's always good to do business with Telecel. Get your homes, your offices, and any area you think connected. It is about time you connect yourself. It's great to be part of the world. It's great to be here. On yesterday was the birthday of the CEO of Voice of Liberia in Sekou Sharif. Congratulations to you. Happy belated birthday. We here at Voice of Liberia, we're very grateful for the level of service to the people of Liberia through your innovation today. Liberia has something to talk about, naming it the Voice of Liberia, speaking in direct interest of the people of Liberia. Yes, so congratulations. This entire broadcast is once again dedicated to you. And I'm sure that the guys on the morning show on yesterday did it as well. So congratulations, CEO Sekou Sharif, CEO of Voice of Liberia, the youngest, as a matter of fact, he is the youngest in Liberia, the youngest CEO in Liberia. Okay, it's great to be here, folks. It's great to be here in Liberia, presenting Harris. Yesterday, you followed the Liberia National Police. As per the update, you were all around the police station on yesterday. Now you were policeman yesterday because I know you went for the first case. There was a hearing. You went for the first case, and later you had to follow up. And that's a beauty. Whenever you so tested for the information, you stayed your whole time at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. And yesterday, you witnessed exactly what happened.
Mhm. Yeah, so I like stationed at the headquarters on yesterday. Especially, we had this issue about a 15-year-old girl that was murdered somewhere around the Pinzio belt. I remember the Pinzio area, Peace Island, I stand to be corrected. She was murdered, little Princess Seba Hammond. That case has drawn the attention of right groups in this country, civil society organizations, advocates, and that of the Ministry of Gender, which is deeply involved in our case as well. They take serious interest in it. And so on yesterday, the police has cited the family to our conference, and there are too many issues surrounding this case. So the police deemed it necessary to bring the family, the Ministry of Justice, and the lead civil society organizations that are helping the family to get justice for their daughter on yesterday. And so that conference ended successfully. Not until at the end of the conference, when the police had informed us that we're going to state again, we, the press, the member of the press, are going to state for a major press conference in relations to this huge ammunition that was seized at the Freeport of Monrovia. And so, given the severity, given the importance of that information, I had to state again until that press conference. Imagine after 12 o'clock when the conference of the family had ended, we have to stay up to 5, 6 o'clock yesterday before that conference was held. So throughout the time, the conference was initially planned for 1 o'clock. After 1, when I'm saying law enforcement or I'm saying law, I'm saying the security authorities have come, so they had to go into indoor meeting and stay there for the longest, negotiate, playing ways and things. Then afterwards, before they came out. So that's how it ended yesterday. But firstly, with this issue about little Princess Saber Hammer, she died on the 26th of December. That was on the day Christmas was celebrated. Remember, Christmas on the 25th. So on the 26th, it was celebrated. And according to the family, little Princess Saber Hammer, may also rest in peace, had gone to take the, I'm saying, to receive the rechargeable light from the nearby shop. So her parent has sent her to a nearby rechargeable shop to get a light that was placed on charge. So since Princess left the house, she then returned. So I spent the night a couple of times and enjoyed the father attention. But why is it that since Princess left, we haven't seen her? So not until when he informed the community chairman and all authorities in the community, when they went after in search of Princess, they later found Princess dead and with pass extracted. Yeah, and so his joy concerned, they quickly informed the Mount Barclay police station because it was the nearest police station. And the Mount Barclay police station authorities, they have to inform Central, giving the information, and that's how the police intervened. And so afterwards, the body was taken from the scene and forwarded to JFK. And so the family, one of the concerns the family had was, why is it that the body was taken from the area of which it was found and transported to the John F. Kennedy Hospital? That was the family's first concern on yesterday.
Okay.
And the police answered by saying at the time the body was discovered, because it was clear. Now, there are two ways. When a person died, and for instance, there's no physical mark on the body, right? Then it gives rooms for autopsy to be conducted. It gives room for post-mortem examination. But in an event where the body is, it presents, you can see the physical damage on the body, right? It tells that person died of that situation. It means that person was physically attacked, and that's how they died. So there is no room again for post-mortem examination, because the post-mortem examination determines the cause of the person's death. But what the physical damage on the body can tell you the situation of if the person died or not. And that was the case with little Princess Saber Hammer. But the police have said to the family that the reason we took this body from the spot to bring it, because the coroner should have carried on the examination to tell us that despite the mark on the body, but the person died of choking. The person died by chopping, the person to
give
detect.
You the different instances.
The coroner was in person at the time, and the body couldn't have been lying up to the stamp. So that's how the police told the family it was the reason we took the body from where it was to bring it to JFK and save it in the morgue till the coroner can return and carry on his examination. And another point the family raised was that since the examination was done, there hasn't been any report given to them. Now, the coroner informed them yesterday that this is not how it works. The first thing, if I conduct my examination, I will forward the report to the Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
To the Minister of Office himself, Minister Frank Musadin. Now, the Minister of Justice will be the one that will inform the family as to circumstances surrounding the death of your relative, whosoever. So on yesterday, given the family demand, the coroner, along with the police authority, asked the coroner to present, a summary of his report, so that the family will stand a better chance to understand what killed their child. And so on yesterday, the coroner informed the police and the family that the girl died on natural. Okay. And it says she's died. The cause, she was murdered. She was murdered with pass extracted.
Wow.
Not just murder, because murder, you can just kill someone, but she was murdered with pass extracted. So it tells you that, and part of that, the coroner report, the coroner said that it is presumed that the person, the murder was done for ritualistic.
Ritualistic
Yeah, it
purpose.
is
Wow.
assumed because it will pass a strategy. So one can
it
deter.
creates fear.
Yeah, so one can deter that there are different reasons of which that murder was done. So another concern the family raised again was that we cannot take the body to go bury because their fear was when we take the body, the evidence destroyed. That was the family position on yesterday. Now the Minister of Gender, which was represented by Minister Memuna Kage, right?
Okay.
And Justice for Liberia, Maxine Parker was in attendance as well. And that of police authorities, police spokesperson Moses Carter, they had to plead with the family to take the body for burial.
Okay.
For one reason is that according to them, the authorities at the John F. Kennedy Hospital had informed them that the body is in a very deplorable state.
So okay,
Yeah,
so
it's,
you say
it's,
decaying.
it's decomposing, it's decaying,
Okay.
right? So given that nature, and there are bodies, there are several bodies there, and some will be coming in again. So the freezer there, according to them, cannot store the body any longer, given its deplorable state. So the authorities there say it will be prudent that little princess, given the condition she died
laid
under,
to rest.
be laid to rest, be given a befitting burial while investigation continues. But the family has been that the family own point was when we once buried this girl, it means our child, means that everything investigation surrounding this entire thing will be dead. But the police have informed and has assured the family that despite the child has been buried, the police won't rest until this matter, until those that committed the act has been brought to light. That's what the word the police gave the
Does
family.
Liberia, in all fairness, does Liberia have a record of tracing or bringing to both ritualistic killers in our country?
And Paco, that was one of the questions that's too tall, right? Justice Forum Liberia Executive Director Martin Parker asked that question yesterday, and the police at the instance, if you can remember, there was a girl that was killed and buried in Mount Barkley, of which her boyfriend fled and went Nima, somewhere in Sunny Cola, he was arrested. I think that happened about a year plus.
Yeah, but that one, you
already
identify somebody.
I mean, that was the case the police provided. They gave another instance of a guy who killed his wife and fled and went to Togo. And after some time, he was arrested in Togo and brought back to Liberia to face justice. So the police assured the family that investigation will be done. It's ongoing, and in the soonest possible time, they'll inform the family of who the perpetrator is. Another concern the family raised quickly was, when they crammed, when the incident happened, the police had arrested a few other persons in connection to the crime, given that their proximity to where the body was and so many issues. Because the family concern was to where the girl died and those are surrounding the place. Even if the act is being carried out, someone nearby could suspect something fishes and could raise alarm. So why is it that those around them remain terribly on the pattern until the body was discovered? But when the police said on yesterday that those that surround the area were brought for questioning, and all what was examined, it doesn't point to any evidence.
But the people could do that thing somewhere and then just put the body over there. That thing is normal.
So that's what the police said. So all those around there that were brought for questioning, none of them provided information substantial that we could hold against them to say, something or you are the doer of this act. And so they were allowed to be released because remember the law says you cannot detain someone for more than 48 hours without providing any substantial evidence towards what you are detaining them for. And so after the 2 days, they were full. They had to be released, and so that's how that case went. So the family, at the end, Minister Gay had to appeal with the family along March for Justice, Mr. Justice from Liberia, and the family and the Minister of Gender and Mass, Mr. Justice from Liberia, are going to a closed-door meeting, and at which time they're going to announce to the public when they'll be taking the body of little Princess Saber Hamill to be laid to rest. And so they were, and the conference ended on yesterday.
Harris, thanks so kindly. And it is important that we give our people this particular update. But the 2 instances that the police cited, Harris, it is just like, Harris, you did something here, right? And everyone knows that it was Harris that did the thing. Where is Harris? A particular thing happened. Where is Harris? Oh, Harris, we can see Harris is like Harris ran away. Then so where's the Harris go with grabbing, right? But that particular one where you have parts Really? Then the police, that particular thing, Liberia doesn't have a real record, most especially this present era of our operations, doesn't have any record of tracing, people who were involved into or who are involved into ritualistic killings. Unless the person is committing the act, then you bring them on board or you arrest them and say, okay, this is what the case. But I think there was another report again, Harris. The police found a report on that Gentle Bryant boy who died, the 16-year-old boy as well, who died at the EBK. And when I read this particular thing from one of the online platforms, using it as the official statement from the parent, Harris, I cried. I felt bad as a Liberian if what that particular guy said, the father of a gentle Bryant, it was if exactly what he said on this online platform that we read from. I felt very, very bad. And Auto Press, I'm still feeling bad. This is what happened. So it was a day ago. They said the police final report says Gentle Bryant died by drowning. He died by drowning. He said family members visited the police headquarters in Monroeville on Tuesday of this week to request the final reports as the 16-year-old died in the EPK barracks during a Christmas Day celebration. In an interview with that particular online, the LMP headquarters, Mr. Jesse Bryan, the father, said his son was murdered in the EPK barrack, that the Edward Cassidy barracks, right? Something he describes as a gruesome evil. He said, my son was murdered. I'm surprised that the police are doing this. They are not even aware we got permits to bury my child. In the meeting, they went to hang hairs upon their return. We were told that Gentle died of sophisticated drowning, or suspected drowning, okay? Suspected drowning. When asked how he reacted upon hearing upon the report, he said, I regret ever being the Liberian. After the police released the report, right? After the police released the report, he said, I regretted ever being a Liberian. I regret being born here. Why would the police compromise the case when my son's arms were broken and the board toilet in his pants before he died? We showed them the evidence. His tongue came out of his mouth. He had cuts on his head and his ear was chopped with deep cuts. His eye came out. How would the police say he died by drowning? What kind of country is this? I'm so broken. I just do not know what to say. They killed my son. So when this report came out too on Christmas Day, that a little boy, 16-year-old, I think it happened the same time. Yeah, it just happened the same time. Yes. Christmas Day, the other person on the 26th, it happened the same time. And the police said, as per this read out, the investigation established that the boy died of suspected drowning. So what do you call suspected drowning? So Christmas Day, the person just woke up and decided to go maybe to a lake or creek to just go and to go and do swimming purpose and stuff. And according to what we heard the very first time, the family member said the boy had gone to visit his friend in the barrack. A friend lives in the barrack, so he had gone there, and the barrack got a lock. And then between 10 o'clock, no one is allowed to get out. So when they were looking for the child, they placed a call, and then they were told that the boy was in the barrack. So at the end result, when that particular fear grabbed them, they had to go in the barrack. They check around. They contacted the MP, the military police. There's a clock in the particular barrack. They went, they searched around. They couldn't see the body. And it was later they had to discover the body side in a little water. They see the boy lying dead. So the police said the man died of suspected drowning. So what does it mean? So according to the father, they were given the go-ahead to bury the child. Look, this is one of the reasons why the family members of Seba, little Seba,
Mhm.
have been worried, right? That once the instruction has been given to bury the body, what becomes of the investigation? So the Liberia National Police has too many things on her plate to cater to. So if they will give attention to one investigation that the body has already been buried, like in the case of Gentle Bryant, that the man died of suspected drowning, and at the end result, the body has already been buried. And according to the parents, according to the father, there were deep cuts. The tongue came outside, the eyes as well came outside, and then they telling him that the boy died of drowning. And too many things are happening around Liberia. The last time it was in Buchanan, I think it was an EPS, right? I think an EPS officer was discovered dead in Buchanan. What is happening? What is happening? Too many suspicious things, killings, secret killings are ongoing. What is the Liberia National Police doing? What is the Joint Security doing? Look, it raises concerns when these things are happening in sequence. It is your responsibility. In Liberia, at night, you cannot see highway patrol. At night, even the checkpoints, patrol in the various communities, living hotlines that people will call. It doesn't in any way mean that it can solve the matter. Because if something is happening, we're in Douala, when would they call the people from Douala, and Douala will tell you, the guys from Douala will tell you, say, we don't have logistics. In fact, we are not protected to go after criminals or people who are doing the killings around. When will you call a central? And if something was ongoing in a particular community, or when there was a killing ongoing, the people will go. The people will move. And at the end result, you will not hold nobody. Like I said, we don't have a record of people killing somebody, like the ritualistic thing they talk about in the little Seba's report. We don't have record of arresting or bringing the boat, with the exception of someone being identified that yes, this person was attached to this, and the person ran away, and maybe you try one or two way. God bless us, we have to arrest that person and bring them back in country. That's the only record we have. That's the only record we have.
And especially what makes the situation with Little Sebahama more complicated, Parkour, is that if those are surrounding area of the crime scene, right, those around the place have been cleared of all charges, right, have been freed of all allegation or suspicion, whatever you term it, it makes it more difficult now for the police to go after those criminals. Because, for instance, according to the family, right, there was a guy in the community that lived calling her man. I mean, that's his calling her man. I mean, this is a guy over time have been threatening people within the community, according to the police. And you, according to the chairman, admitted to
in that particular community.
Within the community, he go by the name her man. And oftentimes, even children had man. And you know, in Liberia setting, when someone is being referred to as had man, right? And even children within the community as well. According to the community chairman yesterday, the children are afraid of him because the way he presents himself and things. This is a man of which the child was found some about I think 10 or 15 feet or 20 feet away from his home. Do you understand? So the family had expected the police to carry on further investigation on that gentleman to set him. But according to police spokesperson Moses Carton yesterday again that this individual, I mean, there are no evidence to prove because when they brought him out of the culture, they asked him, I mean, he responded to all, and there is nothing sufficient to hold against him. And secondly, the guy had said to them they were infringing on his right because they had kept him for more than 48 hours, which of course he was against his right without anything substantial against him. And so they were forced to release him. So that was the family, one of the family main concern, those that were arrested in connection, or those are brought for investigation. How far has the investigation? And remind you, the individuals were arrested were released via even the family consent. The family had to go in the community again. So this, and within the community and see these individuals there. And that's how it works in Liberia. That's how Sparkle eyebrows with the family.
That's how it is in Liberia. So the guys need to double that. No evidence, no evidence. Sometimes some pressure can make for people to confess to some things there.
Definitely.
Or continue to play with it.
And so,
because the police is not sophisticated enough to handle things that are of importance in our country.
And so in all fairness, for me, in all fairness, that's why we often tell people, our parents, we just need to be very
We just
careful.
need to be more
We need to be
protective.
very protective of our children.
We
And
need
even
to be
ourselves.
more protective. Yes.
Imagine a situation with Gender Bryant. How can
16-year-old. The boy are going just to go in the barrier to go and he met that type of painful death. The police saying there was no anything, in fact, no foul play, and in fact the man died or suspected drowning. So you can do the investigation and suspect that someone go pull his head. So what's the investigation? And the people were given the go ahead to go and bury the child. The child has been buried. Whatever examination you're going to conduct again, the child has already been buried. Liberia needs to stand up. Those in authority needs to stand up. Those in authority, they need to stand up. They need to stand up. They need to do the honorable thing. They need to protect the citizens. Police, it is your responsibility to protect lives and properties. So what type of lives are you protecting when something happens? So it just tells that we just need to be our own security. And before someone just take advantage of you and someone they see your body lying down somewhere, your body laying somewhere, and at the end result, because you won't see anybody who did it. There is no CCTV camera around to detect. What happened? So I took key interest into that particular case on yesterday. Yes, I took interest into that case, and at the end result, Harris just put it the way it is, and the police saying they will do further investigation. Liberia is becoming fearful, man. We shouldn't do things that will make for people to live in fear in this country. The last time it was just an EPS officer, Executive Protection Service. I think, yeah, so one of them. Either ERU, PSU officers are all being vetted. People who are holding arms, firearms, who carrying firearms are being vetted of some of these things. So what become of the ordinary citizens who are just vulnerable? Who moving? They're just vulnerable. They ain't got nothing to protect themselves. If this particular thing can happen to someone who is carrying firearms, then what more about people who are vulnerable, the ordinary citizens? So those in authority need to wake up, down from the justice ministry to the presidency. You need to wake up. Now we're fast approaching elections. If we're not careful, we will see more cases of such. If we are not careful, if we cannot handle this particular thing the way it is now, we will, see more cases of such nature. Those responsible, you need to act. Police. Now every time we can see no, I say no, like evidence, no evidence to prove that this person is this, the person is that. Increase your watch. Yes, increase your watch. It is important that you do that because it is about the safety of this country. It's about the safety of the citizens. There will be no country when the citizens are not protected. Oh yes, there will be no. You don't know. There will be no country when the citizens are being marginalized, when the citizens are being victims. Secret killings going on. Nothing. So the people will just use it as a normal thing. They will just come out, just kill anybody and they move on because they want to be this, they want to be that. Liberia needs to get better.
Definitely, we need to stand up because we need to stand up. And one of the things the guys continue to feel, the people are more powerful than the position you hold.
Oh, yes.
The people are more powerful. You see, one of the reasons why some of you occupy the position, because people, when you are given this opportunity to serve, it doesn't mean that you compromise your integrity on most of these things. And yesterday, one of the things that really caught my attention yesterday, but thankfully they said they were not, they were not entertaining any question from journalists. And secondly, we weren't allowed to carry on any recording. In the conference. Yeah, so that's how we were restricted. No pictures were allowed to be taken and no recording. But something Moses got to say on yesterday, calling on parents or whosoever are be victim of these things, he called on them to not use the media. He said, when these things happen, come and you, the police, sit to a conference like this and we can resolve it. And he could listen to Moses Kato, who is also a communicator. We go to that extent of discouraging people from using the media when these things happen.
But it doesn't in any way prove that the police is sophisticated.
And according to him, that because when you use the media undermines the investigation.
We're gonna undermine that the media will tell you. The media helps. The media helps.
If Kato, yesterday
to pressurize the police that is not doing her work to work. There is a why
undermines the investigation. To what extent, we don't know.
So when you're being investigating, what if the thing is not in the media, and then the person who did that act, probably he was in one community, and people in that particular community know are feeling suspicious about a person, they can use the media to arrest that person. If you don't know Moses Carter, you are a communicator.
That's what I'm saying.
You should know this. So you shouldn't discourage the people. So then yesterday, folks, our talking point is important. I will talk about this one. We're going to talk about it up to 9 o'clock this morning. It's on the Friday this morning, folks. On yesterday, the Joint Securities in Liberia announced the arrest of huge firearms and ammunition from 2 separate locations in Liberia. According to the police on yesterday, the arms include assorted rifles and ammunitions, and they arrived in Liberia via the free port of Monrovia on a continuum while the others were discovered in Liberia-VOL outside Monrovia. That's what the police said. And the police inspector, General Patrick Sudu, told us that people have been linked to the arrest. One Daba has been arrested along with one Methina Kman, the custom broker, who was actually assisting this entire thing, or they assisting the investigation. So this Barbara, according to police Inspector General Patrick Sulu, she resides on the old road. Yeah, she resides on the old road. And this custom broker too as well, Melvina, 2 females. They are assisting with the investigations. Patrick Sulu was brave to have gone ahead and said that a Liberian who is residing in the United States, Boy Benjamin Baker, is the one shipping these weapons to Liberia. What runs to mind? A Liberian based in the United States of America is the one beyond the shipment of these weapons. The police also said that a suspect, Ezekiel Tamba, one Ezekiel Tamba, was also arrested outside of Monrovia at the home of Benjamin Baker with another consignment of weapons. This Benjamin Boy Baker, or if you may, Benjamin or Boy Benjamin Baker, is a Liberian, as per what the police said on yesterday. He resides in Texas, the United States of America. And on yesterday, we tried to do a follow-up on this name as being pronounced or shown to the public that this person is behind the shipment of these deadly weapons. And the police need not to tell Liberians that they need not to be panic, harassed. They need not to be in fear because they are on top of the game. Many thanks to the U.S. government. So the people made us to understand yesterday as well that the U.S. government is also involved in this entire tip of how sophisticated is Liberia to receive international tip up that people are bringing firearms, not just firearms, but deadly weapons and different ammunition to Liberia. And they were in the know. This is what happened. The police spokesperson said on yesterday that Liberians need not to be panicked. They need not to be in fear. They're on top of the matter. Look, Liberians have all reasons. Liberians have all reason to be in fear, to live in fear, because the guns we saw on yesterday that the police displayed, I'm told it's 15 different kinds of guns. And these weapons, as per what Patrick Sulu said, I'm not a military man. He said it can dismantle the whole of Liberia. Oh, yes. He said those weapons can dismantle the entire Liberia. And nothing. There will be dust. We're talking about rifles. Harris, you know some of the gun name?
We talk about rifles. You talk about Winchester.
Winchester.
The kind of small Liberia.
Winchester.
You talk.
And the man talking about one can take 30 caliber.
Yeah, yeah. They
one can take 20, 30 caliber.
They have one there that can take 30 rounds, right? 30 is 90. You compare them together and tie a rubber band on it. So what you do when you setting the gun as you put it out, that's how automatically, right? Is coming back as putting. So imagine 90 rounds. They have one that have the 30 rounds that can only do two times. I'm saying how you call it? Advancing two different times. So imagine the first advance is about 15 rounds out already. Second advance is about 15 rounds out. They have some of the guns there that the person can sit, according to Patrick Sulu, the person can sit like up the core, right? The building, the core building, and can aim even at the executive mansion. Wow. The person can get a target from the executive mansion.
I think you watch a show, a film, that Special Forces show, the Special Forces, where the guy can leave at the top of the building and just launch and get anybody. These are guns we're talking about.
One of the guns that I read when I was there during the time they were displaying, the fear grabs me.
Yeah, because you just coming,
was it's in the matter of just coming. Was the one that even when you are on a table, for instance, right, you are hiding in a confinement, when that gun is pointed to that, towards that direction, it can destroy anything that before it. I mean, imagine that. But Parker, before you move any further, it baffles me yesterday when the police will be telling Liberians to not be afraid. When the police will be telling Liberians to not live in panic, right? When the first set of guns have already been brought in country, right? The first set of guns already in country by the home of Benjamin Bacon. Now, this is the thing. On yesterday, the ones that were confiscated from that was arrested at the Freeport, right? There are a few of them, certain parts that don't have the gun within a confinement. Some of the parts that were found, some of the central parts.
the first thing.
So there are two things that are wrong. Firstly, there is a likelihood that the guns are already in country, but the parts were left behind that they brought yesterday. You understand? Like you talk about the whole missile round that they use. The whole laser being used to judge your target closer to you and what have you. That part was here already. I mean, it was found in a container, but the gun for it was in a container. So there is a likelihood that the first set of gun abroad in country, that gun was already here, but the parts left behind. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was a caution as to tour almost everything. And another thing that could raise eyebrow is that there's a likelihood that when after the arrest, after the police are arrested the container, perhaps that was information that Ezekiel was at a home or bank, at the town of where he was arrested. There's a likelihood that Ezekiel could take some of those guns and carry someone else to hide them. Who knows? Because imagine, according to the police, Ezekiel was caught in a sling. So he was up in the sling trying to escape when they caught him. So it means that at the time Ezekiel have received this information, there's a likelihood that Ezekiel may have a position some of the guns somewhere else. Because the gentleman are trying to escape. So it means that he had received this information. It means that he had received this information already. You understand? So all of those things surrounding that, and the police will tell Liberian to not be afraid. Remember, of just recent, sometimes in October, the Small Arms Commission, now the Commission of Arms, announced to us that there are over 2,000 illegal firearms used in Liberia. Over 2,000.
Can you imagine
illegal firearms in Liberia? The Small Arms Commission confirmed that during the AU Amnesty Month, and after that project, they said they have burned 105,000 small arms in Liberia. They have collected 105 small arms in Liberia and took them for they carried them to be destroyed. So
but this is
all
the
of these
thing,
things
Harris,
surrounding that.
This is the thing, and that's why when we talked about the issue of Liberians have all reason. Look, this is the thing. If an arrest of this Barbara lady was not made, we're never going to know that
Definitely
there was a Benjamin Baker in the United States taxi having his home in the Bravo end, and there are other guns there. They visited the man home on yesterday, and one of the things the police need to be very careful of is the last touch, right? The last touch. I don't know, sometimes they don't think that sometimes fingerprints can be conducted to know the carrier of those weapons or these weapons at times whenever an arrest is being made. So we saw the guy holding the slings, and then the man using his bare hands. Look, the Liberian National Police, the Joint Security, you also risk yourself when you go and do such an arrest when you are not protected.
Yeah.
Look, the first thing you do is wear your gloves. Get your gloves. Be protected. But that video we saw, it was not a good one. It was not a good one. Oh, yes, it was not a good one. So you air bigly over there. Wear your gloves. Make sure the first thing they get, the seizures and search warrant. They went to the court, they got it granted according to Patrick Sulu. So once you don't have that, you cannot search someone's private residence. No, once you don't have that warrant, you cannot search. So according to Patrick Sulu, they had a warrant. But what do you do? Since there are other people around, the press will be there. You got other people. What you do? Use your gloves. Make sure that whenever a discovery or search has been made, wear your gloves. Go over there and bring some things, right? Maybe bring a little box, place those weapons down, put it into a little box, seal it up, and at the end result, you forward for investigation. But this is the thing. If Benjamin Baker, who has been alleged of being the one transporting or shifting these deadly weapons to Liberia, was successful to have carried the first huge consignment of weapons at his residence without any trace, and that this second one, who knows whether, like you said, it is not the first time, it is not the second time, it is not the third time, and God being upon Liberia An arrest was made this time around, and they went to the man's house and they discovered that additional weapons were there. So, how did the man even, although the first continue, carry to his house, make sure you have all of those things in his sleep, and the man is a Liberian citizen. So the man will come down anytime, move around, he be free, and what he wants to do, he do it. Liberia doesn't have a record of selling guns or ammunition.
No, definitely not, bro.
Liberia doesn't have a store that you say you just move in, and at the end result, people who want to buy guns go there and buy guns and start to protect themselves. Liberia, as a country, doesn't have such a record, doesn't have such a store in this country. What runs to mind when these deadly weapons are coming in country without a proper trace? Look, this is what happened. They arrest, they continue when they arrest, when they received the tip of the joint security, the tip off can come from high above. So it was the same US government that helped Liberia the last time when you talk about the 1 million drugs.
Yeah, said
100 million drugs coming into Liberia. How did it enter our shores? These are things we need to be thinking on. So it was the US government, the DEA of the US government that helped Liberia. That we talk about 1 million drug, 100 million drug. It was the hardest. So now the people are not afraid. They use Liberia for anything because we are not sophisticated enough to detect. We are not sophisticated enough to make arrests, to be on top of the matter.
Definitely, we are not sophisticated, Paco. We even have these kinds of weak system. So everyone wants to infiltrate the system. When you have a country, when you build a system where everyone sees it to be nothing, when you build a system where everyone used their financial strength to bulldoze, that's what happened. So you will get over times. Imagine, that's one of the things the last time I said when concerning this whole 100 million. First, when the US government had tipped off that bill concerning the 100 million drugs. You see, every responsible country, what you will do is that sometimes when these things come out, you constitute an independent body that will be able to investigate and know how is it that people are using your country to bring these things to destroy your people. You understand? When you have an independent body, aside from the police investigation, at the time that crime, I'm saying that thing is, I'm saying that crime was taking place, right? That's the time the police carry on an investigation to know who carry on this act. But an independent body of investigators will be able to establish how is it that people are using the system. Where are the problems? How can we solve those problems? Yesterday was drugs, 100 million. Today is gone. Tomorrow could be something else. It's because when these things happen, we only talking on the surface and leave it. Benjamin Bacon sits in America, for instance, because he's been alleged, though, but he sits in America. If he's a doer of the act, he sits in America and sending these deadly weapons to Liberia, weapons that had all what it takes to destroy the country within a second. If you listen to a police authority tell you that the gun can destroy the entire country, then someone said and tell you, said, don't be afraid. It doesn't work that way. So what will happen when the system is open? The guys will infiltrate the system. They'll bring different things. But Madam continue to try the system, 100 million drugs. Thankfully to the US government, Liberia was safe from it. Today again, Benjamin Bacon is testing the system with arms, ammunition.
He is not just testing the system. He tested the system.
He tested the system and succeeded.
He succeeded.
So he want to add up to the
set of guns. So we don't know whether it was the very first time. It was not the first time. Evidenced by the arrest that was made, the search that was carried on at his residence, and additional weapons were seen at his residence.
So
who knows that the first time the weapons came, they did some deployment and stuff. If you're supposed to go another country, you go there, go another country, and those ones, then you're waiting for the second one to send it so. You know what we're talking about? And this particular thing is not something to underestimate. This is the thing. Look, if Liberia, the police informed us yesterday, there was a question asked on the Benjamin Baker man. This is the case. Look, whenever a consignment is being shifted to Liberia, or you bring in consignment, you continue as a matter of fact, the person who is receiving the continue, the person name will be there. Any material for that matter, the person name will be there. And once the person name is there, the number is there. Sometimes when you don't increase your search, even if it is weapon, the person will make away with that particular weapon. Right? So let's take, for example, there's some people sending suitcases, and then the Harris name is on that suitcase, the number is there. So once a search is now being made, Harris will obviously go with those suitcases and things.
Yeah.
This is the case. So the lady, after the receipt, the tip off, the person who's supposed to receive the container, who is the middleman, the middle person in Liberia, have gone there, right? After they received that entire intelligence, they had placed call to the person, and at the end result, they arrested the lady. And then, ending with the investigation, a name surfaced. Benjamin Boy Baker. His name surfaced. His name surfaced, right? And this is the case. Knowing that this man is a Liberian citizen, as per what they said, because he has property in Liberia.
Yeah.
He resides in Texas. What you do, you communicate before you can even come out to give the public update. Look at the time they give the update, between 5, right? Around 5 in the evening. So yet, day before yesterday, the entire tip off, they received the tip off. Arrest was made. It was not like arrest was not made or someone was being caught. Arrest was made. So what you do, you contact the foreign affairs. The foreign affairs contact the U.S. embassy. Brother, where you pressurize the people, because it is about the safety of your country, the safety of your citizens. You contact the U.S. embassy. The U.S. embassy will phone to Washington. Washington going to trace that person. But now, the Liberia National Police or the government as a whole should be informing us that that person is either on house arrest or is in police custody in the United States of America.
And the United States government has a unique system, right? The U.S. is very unique to an extent that to trace someone is very easy. It's very easy in the people's system. So, like you say, Paco, that's one of the things they should have looked at, right? That's why when these things come out, imagine yesterday the press conference had to delay it up to 5, 6 o'clock. So we felt at the time that there rounds have been made.
Yes, as a serious manner country with a system, that's what you do.
So when that question was asked, the only thing the only reason why the police even had to inform me that Benjamin lives in Texas was from the prime suspect. Now I'm saying the suspect in question. I'm saying custody, Barbara, right? Barbara was the one able to inform the police that Benjamin lives in Texas. That's how they able to even come up with that information. So had it not been that Barbara has said Benjamin lives in Texas in the United States, obviously, but we don't even know. We use by the same.
And Harris, it brings us to the point of understanding that whenever statements are being made in our country, looking at the negative implication, they are not to be underestimated. The chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia, fellow Liberians, informed us a fortnight ago that people have called him, right? Telling him since the president has stayed 40 plus days out of Liberia, I think it is prudent indeed to overthrow this president. The chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia telling Liberians that particular thing. And people decided to overlook that particular statement. So, since the president returned from his 48 days trip, he's in Liberia. When was the last time the Ministry of Information or people from in the governance circle has given Liberians information regarding to the statement that the chief of staff of the armed forces made some times ago when he said they are Liberians calling on him to overthrow the president because he has stayed too long and it's important for the army to take over. These people, what wrongs to man? You think how were they saying it?
And the interesting thing about that, Paco, you bring something to my attention, right? Something reminds me that all of the weapons that brought in country, they are military.
They are all military weapons.
They are not for civilians.
American weapons.
Patrick Sulu yesterday admitted that they are American sophisticated military weapons brought in country. So what rose to mind?
So the president, Harris, this is a point. The president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia, it is a constitutional responsibility that the Constitution says he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. When they were doing when the people were drafting the Constitution, there is no Paco name. Before they say there will be a Paco in maybe 30 years from now, there will be a Paco that someone will restrict it to a Paco saying there was nobody in the Constitution. Those who framed the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution, if you checked among the names, there was nobody, there was no Paco. To say that 30 years from now, there will be a Paco that will be a Gbede that will say the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. No, it is a constitution that says that. Now, the president has the constitutional responsibility. Since then, it serves as a threatening remark. It is a threatening remark as a president that so if you bring away them surveillance, citizens telling the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia to overthrow you. Since the president came, we haven't received one information whether there is an investigation. Let the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia be able to tell us who are they. It's surfacing in a sense where we have discovered deadly weapons in Liberia.
It shows to some extent that one may want to understand that even the president is not worried about his safety.
He's not worried
about his safety. It shows that the president is not worried about his safety. And because remember, in Africa, over times we have observed, we have seen back in Africa, the issue of insurgencies has remained top on the agenda.
Mali is right here.
Guinea
is right here.
I mean, Burkina Faso. I mean, all around Africa, we observe these things. So how will a certain president understand when your army chief of staff tells you or informed the citizens were not communicating to you privately, right? To some extent, where I will discuss and come up with ways to track those that are saying it, but come up publicly and said people have informed him to overthrow you.
People have caught him, they've encouraged him.
That's encouraged him. That's the right word to you. Encouraged him. And part of that encouragement may be their offers are even provided.
There are offers. So what runs to mind
that all of these things I've said to him, you return a country, having used over the time since you return all of the area, the engagements you have had, you haven't even uttered a word towards that effect. To say Liberians are listening to what the army chief of staff said, but this is where we are, this is where we stand as a country.
The government.
Nothing.
They cannot come out.
The Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, when that statement was made, right groups in this country called on the chief of staff to make further clarification.
But the man can speak with the president. The president
Minister of Information, since having come out defense or to say this is what the army chief of staff meant, and we as a government, this is how we understood what the chief of staff said.
It is vulnerable. Even the president is
vulnerable.
This is a president who loves to move around. He loves to be with his people. And then the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia released a statement that there are people encouraging him to overthrow. So now we've talking about the discovery of deadly weapons. And these weapons, the man said 15 counts of weapons. 15 counts, different counts of weapons.
Mr. President.
And the man said that those weapons or these weapons can dismantle it. Liberia is a very small country. It can dismantle Liberia within the twinkle of an eye. So you sit and overlook this. It reflects to the chief of staff statement that there are people encouraging. So if someone who wants to be very desperate, or someone who is desperate, right? Someone who is very, very, very much desperate
I wish I could put this on the string. Continue as
Yeah.
I find a way to
might have
place
done,
on
might have done,
Gonna find-
or
Oh my word.
might have done all in his own way to say, okay, we will assist. We got some weapons here. Maybe the armed forces will say, we are assuming now. The AFL will say, we don't have the type of weapons it takes to overthrow. Then we'll say, okay, no problem. We're doing everything,
Yeah, we're doing everything possible.
We already got some weapons in country, and these weapons, once it has been or they are used, we will get rid of it, because when we hit it one time, we will move. And then the man accepts. You know how many weapons in this country are just moving? The president say is vulnerable. The president is vulnerable. He moves around. He just moves. He moves around. And nothing. He just go around, and at end result, you see people, you shake their hands. Look, there was an arrest. There was this arrest made during the Retire Suffering rally. The bodyguard of Cummings was arrested. According to the Liberia National Police, this man was carrying firearms in the crowd. But the gun that the Liberia National Police, or the gun that surfaced on Facebook, you have on that gun NSA 20. NSA 20. You have on that, just leave it. You have on that gun NSA 20. Since the arrest was made, the personal bodyguard to Cummings, if you were made, he was made to answer some questions. And according to what we've gathered, the man's lawyer said he shouldn't utter a word. He shouldn't speak. Meaning, he needs to go to court. Granted. But what runs to mind? Where is the NSA in this matter? Where is the NSA in this matter? The national security. You're depending on the people. Where is the NSA with a statement that a gun bearing NSA 20 was found with a private or a security to a political leader? Has the NSA come out to debunk or issue a statement, or has the government as a whole been very robust to do a background investigation, an investigation to determine who bears NSA 20 within the NSA? And how did this gun surface in the hands of a bodyguard to a political leader? Are we thinking in that direction? Hello, fellow Liberians. Are we thinking in that direction? What has the NSA said about NSA 20? Just example of some of the guns we're talking about. Those of you view it. These weapons we're talking about are deadly weapons.
Military, imagine
They are military weapons. They are military weapons. They're not weapons for surveillance to use. And we overlook the police inspector general telling you.
And imagine from the stream, Paco, look at these weapons. God save my Liberia.
The police inspector general telling you, you shouldn't feel panic, you shouldn't be panicked. Liberia, this, that day. That's your rape, that fly. Because you're a lot of people brought the first one. The second one, the third one. Who knows? The people have already done some deployment. Liberia has for a very crucial process. And people taking these elections that is coming to be so personal to the extent that they can do anything. Anything to either stay in power or to get in power. Anything is possible. So the NSA 20, where is the NSA? Who was using a particular gun within the NSA? Has the NSA come out to tell Liberians that, oh, This particular gun, though, is buried NSA 20, but we have no record of any of our employees using this particular gun.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible sometimes you can buy the arm only to maybe whenever you are arrested, you say that NSA 20 and stuff and thing to identify an institution being responsible. But that's not the case. There was this report too as well to tell you how the presidency is vulnerable. The president is vulnerable, just moving. There was this report that arrest was made, 2 ladies, when the EPS officer had gone to do short time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the EPS officer had gone to do short time
With hookups and
yes,
and that's how he was. I'm saying his gun was taken away from him.
the man had gone to do a short time, his useless life, to prioritize his useless life over protecting the state. You won't go do your uselessness afterward. Afterward, you go home. The only thing maybe you can just get your ID card, but you can't be moving with firearms. Please, and at the end result,
please highlight when people Facebook think that we promoting arms.
Yeah.
So we just showing that I don't know. Just come there to on that blue spot.
Yeah.
You see hi and take it for the street. All right.
So the men are going to do a useless thing, and at the end result, the girls then took the gun from the man. EPS. There's someone telling me the men are human being, and so what? You are human being, and so what? Don't you know you have a responsibility? So that's how vulnerable even those who are carrying firearms are. Another report again. There was this criminal who was arrested. It saw the man with arm. When they asked the guy, you know what the guy said? One policeman
officer gave it to him.
One policeman gave him the arm.
So to be carrying on armed robbery.
To be carrying on different things then. For you to be getting a share. When they went to the policeman, the man said the people, they go and raid the entire, can you imagine? Police people who supposed to be protecting lives and property, the man is telling you that there was a raiding that went on at the police headquarters, and not the headquarters, but the police depot, and that's how the guys made away with the gun. If a policeman is telling you that, what more of an ordinary citizen who is vulnerable, like he's vulnerable and he's moving and nothing, he doesn't have anything to protect him or herself. What become of that person who is vulnerable? Policeman telling you that they raided the depot, so the man made away with the gun. These things are real stories. These things are real stories. It tells that the people cannot even protect themselves before they will protect the citizens. EPS officer go cause short time. They took a gun away from him. Then someone told me about human being. You want to do your uselessness when you come from work? Hard old thing, just get your ID card and move, you go. But you go do the thing, the minute they get into the 20 from you.
It just shows to how extent that everything in this country is left unattended. It just shows to some extent that even the security themselves don't even know how to govern themselves.
Oh, yes.
At least to say the citizens, because the security of the state is there to protect the state and the people, right? So if you are given a tax department to look over me, but even yourself, you don't even know how to look over yourself, how will you exercise that responsibility effectively? And this is why it plays out. Imagine an EPS officer. An EPS officer, not a police, just a police officer that we can say flag J police, right? But an EPS officer, or I'm saying one that guards the president.
The man is carrying firearm.
Is carrying firearm, and a civilian or female civilian can be away. Can be away with.
So the man was enjoying too much, and at the end result, right? The girls have made away with it.
A man with arm. So it shows that
with the firearm.
It shows that one of the easiest way people could get to the presidency very easy. Use the girls on the EPS officers and things. Once all of them are left vulnerable, you can make way. And the president, this is where I'm saying this is the thing, Paco, that's really getting to me. That the presidency has remained tape-lipped on this matter.
Dumber.
Ranging from the statement made by the
chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia,
president of the security implications. And one of the reasons this thing should raise concern to the president is that we are drawing closer to elections.
To elections.
We are drawing closer to elections.
And
Mr. President, I want to remind you today, quickly, Parker, I want to remind the president that you can get 3,000 EPS officers to surround you. The guns the guys brought, one person can sit from Ducor as far as up Ducor, far away from your executive mansion, and execute his mission effectively. If you don't know, let us remind you.
So, Mr. President, it is important that you increase your watch. Look, this thing is not something to underestimate. Liberians have all reasons to be afraid, most especially in a crucial process. Liberia has no election in 2023. Regardless of us having a free and fair elections, that's just one aspect. But what more about the security of the state, the security of the people? When we start to see the discovery of arms, not just ordinary arms, but arms that have been used by military. The statement made by the chief of staff, nobody is talking about it. People in government are not talking about it. Down to the presidency, nobody is talking about it. It is your constitutional responsibility, Mr. President. That's why you are the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia. It was not me that said it.
You have the Senate chair on security.
Up to that time,
then out of a war up the president. So
nobody can talk anything about that particular thing.
Damn.
And this is one of the points we want to make before we go to the telephone lines, fellow Liberians. The guys within the opposition, the guys within the ruling establishment, this thing about having militants is creating serious problem. Liberia has turned into a country where student-based groupings will have militants, and then they come out with reckless statements, and nothing can be said from the angle of the government. No actions can be taken. And these people enjoy making these reckless statements to threaten the peace of our country. Prior to the Lofa County by-election, the guys from the CDC informed the Liberians that they were training men. A small by-election, people were training men. And then the guys from the Unity Party as well, the opposition, they were left with no option but to also train their men. What runs to man will have political institutions having militants? The militancy has taken over that every political party will have militants. They will say they have gravitated from, they will say to the Amanda, and at the end result, they make threatening statements that anyone who tells that they sing out a song, anybody who tells them we'll treat them like a dog, we sit here and we those who are responsible, the security responsible to bring these people to book, they sit there and they say that just common militant thinking. The last time you listen to Representative Yaka Koluba, the man has a boss. He said, CPP brigade. You know what a brigade is? You know what a brigade is? You know what it has to do with the military. Oh, yes. It is a military term. If you don't know, but the man says CPP brigade. Look, the man went and brought bus. But this is the same man who informed the Liberians days ago that he brought people who will be protecting the CPP. He brought materials for them. He brought batons. He brought. So who are they now to protect opposition leaders when you have the security, the state security to do the protection? The man said he brought batons. He brought gears, different reflector gears, different things. So from batons, whenever the opposition, for example,
is having opposition will use it. I'm saying one will use a force. Just contact him.
He will provide a force.
He himself will make sure you feed the guys and transport them to bring it to and forth. And this is a man.
There's a point I want to make, Harris. There's a point I really want to make. All right? This is a man who is telling you that he has a force and the opposition will be protected by this particular force. No, let's issue this disclaimer. We don't want to restrict what the people have been saying to the arrest that was made, but it has some negative implication as a country. If you don't know, look, whenever there is a riot or there is a rally, the CPP brigades like the Yaga Koluba talked about, when the man is being dressed, let's say you have the PSU officer or the joint security being dressed in the entire suit, and the man is having tear gas, the CPP men send the mega baton too as well. Yaga Koluba men might go and dress in all of that stuff in the brigadier mood, get the batons and also get tear gas. When the police fire tear gas, they themselves will fire tear gas. What are those who are in authority saying about these statements? So we need to discourage. We need to just discourage the entire thing. It is not important for political institutions to get military groups. And these guys who are in these groups, they are more desperate, they are more wicked than even the political leader or someone who is vying for a position within the country. The man can go after you, Harris. The man can beat you. The political leader will tell you to beat you. But the man can beat you. The man can even kill for his political leader. Why more you take the baton give to that man? You take tear gas to give it to that man. Because where are we heading as a country?
Because that's what the man has been taught. He has been taught, he has been guided, and all what it tells him that stand for a political leader. So whether a political leader is competent, and whether a political leader has all what it takes to be a leader, to represent, to lead Liberia, whether it's a right choice, they don't care. These guys have been brainwashed and what have been said to them is that go after the target, make sure. That's why you see the guys, they become very violent. They become, or they don't even listen when people say these things. So it's important that we recognize this. It's important that we flag this out and call on the presidency that, Mr. President, you need to be serious of yourself. You need to understand that your safety matters. Elections in Africa over times has taken a different trend. The democracy in Africa has been tested over times and has failed. In most African countries today, we have observed insurgencies, we have observed military takeover, we have observed destabilization of the peace of countries in Africa. Liberia, the peace we enjoy now, it needs to be upheld. To uphold the peace, you need, like we say in our common setting, you cross different things, right? When it happens, soon you speak to it. Not to sit and wait until it gets out of hand. This is what is happening. It's fearful. We need Liberia. Every Liberian now is living in fear. Trust me, follow us in Liberia today, somewhere around 11 to 12 o'clock. We're going to be in the streets of Monrovia. You're going to listen to Liberians, their own interpretation of this thing, what they think of it. So the police, but when they come on, these things happen, they only make statements and things be done about it. The NSA person since the bodyguard of Cummins was arrested, he was released on bail by his lawyer. Up to present, we don't know nothing about it. Up to present, the NSA has failed to inform the Liberian people that this person, this gun in question, is not a property of the NSA, or it is a property of the NSA, but the bearer is no longer within the system. Nothing of such. You leave Liberians in suspense because you feel that the information is for you. Instead of you providing information to Liberian people to get them in the right trajectory, you don't do it.
And this is the thing. If you don't know, the money that the United Nations spent to get about the 15,000 troops, the peacekeepers who come to Liberia, the UN can no longer spend that particular money on Liberia. People abandon their families. to come in Liberia, to come in.
Someone then died in the
to
process.
keep peace here. Someone then died. They abandoned their families. So if people will sit in this country to honor man this peace, that was supposed to go to elections, and we cannot do it in a peaceful manner, and whoever wins, win and serve Liberia, but want to do it in a violent mood, then we're making error. Because if something of such happens in this country, you know what happens to them? Oh yes, auto press is still going on. Then we sit in Liberia. Statements are being made. Security institutions that are supposed to come out, they will tell you no evidence, no evidence. No proper what? Liberia, we need to protect this peace. Liberians, we need to protect this peace. Let's get to the phone line, Harris.
07709079070 08809079077 are the numbers. Call us on these numbers now. And from part of the conversation, we'll have this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Let's hear you quickly. The name where you called from.
Yeah, I'm Abdullah Nuruddin Samule, calling from Douala to Afan.
Quickly, let's hear
Thank you very much, brother in studio. But I'm deeply concerned about what I just heard a few days ago about our peaceful country. But I have a piece of advice. I'm advising the government to be very careful in how much power they will investigate this matter. My second advice, I advise them not to compromise this issue up the hill brotherhoodship. That Masonic crack, because many issues have been compromised in this country that has something to do our peace and our life and the future of our children. I grew up in the war in this country. I have not get the education I was supposed to have gotten. So we are again asking them not to compromise this issue. Let them investigate this matter. Let us know who is who, whether, and the government cannot able to do this thing because government has the right to bring weapons into this country. They are legitimate government. So let them find out. Since the weapon has come from America, as they say, that the American government get involved because America is a country so sophisticated that weapon will pass through their port and enter into this country.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Looking something.
Talk to this person.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, let's hear you. What's your name? I think.
Yes,
Emmanuel.
thank you. I'm Emmanuel Super Junior. I call you this morning from the office of the intellectual class of the community. Let me say good morning to my brother on the show. Well, your topic this morning is very fascinating. Interesting one, especially as it surrounds and the issue surrounding, the confiscated gun from the trip of Liberia by the joint security. Well, what I want to say to it is that Liberia is safe, and we want to encourage our people that we are not returning back. We are not returning to the 17 years of devastation. We want to encourage Liberians, don't be deterred by what we see, because our country is safe. God is going to protect us, and the joint security is on top of it again.
Thank you.
No need to fear. No.
Let's talk to this person.
Good morning. Hey, my boy. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Quickly, let's hear you. The name where you called from.
I'm calling from Kim Johnson around PM Kesari.
Go ahead, BM.
Yeah, thank you this morning for the topic of discussion. You see, if energy happy in this country, if energy happy, the people be here reliable. Because the first one I was taking from Yeke Polba, I was taking from Kumi Security, there was no investigation. Up to now, we can't hear nothing. If energy happy in this country, pertaining to gun issue, pertaining to chaos, the police will be here reliable. But we are not spending country. You can't do the kind of way. You can't do investigation and you see what's not going to happen. Even they want to cover now, you will see there will not be no proper investigation. And we are here, we are watching, let it be careful of us. We are not spending country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. This wow, the lines are. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah. What I'm looking at is the whole issue here. Nothing will not come out of it because I can remember the drug plenty, how you call, counterfeit, more than 100 million, $5 the paper. And they say under investigation. They remain like that. Then they brought the other ones, they arrested a continue drugs from Freeport all the way to battery factory there. They say under investigation. They want to say we get on the under investigation. A lot of it can but not to waste your time. I'll stop there. Thank you.
Okay, so we take more calls.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning.
The name where you call from?
This is Beningo P. Morris, and I call from Monrovia.
Let's hear you, Beningo.
The man, he loved the people. He supported that he loved the people. And see, I didn't never make and never bring arm. And no single businessman in this country, like you and other guy who get money will do such an act to bring arm in this country.
So quickly wrap up. So why are you saying?
Sir?
Something that person. Good morning. Good morning. I think we'll talk to this one. Good morning. Good morning. What is happening? Hey, don't keep the line for too long when you're not ready to call. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my friend and brother.
Let's hear you. The name where you called from.
Yeah, this is Ryan calling from Johnsonville.
Quickly, Reyes.
Yeah, let me just buttress the comment in the studio there. I just support it out there because that the NSA, we are very disappointed, guys. The NSA will not say they're having to go on suffering protest or doing all around the other guy with the gun. Then today the NSA or the police are now come on to say all the investigation after the investigation gone. And today again we have another arm that been discovered to Freeport and Monero. So that brings it to I think the guy will just put that on the black carpet and they say now why is okay, nothing wrong. I don't believe.
Thank you. We talk to more callers right here. Good morning.
Hello?
You live, the name where you called from.
Yeah, good morning, man. I'm great. I'm calling from Liberia-VOL.
Let's hear you.
Paco, I like the conversations you're having, but a few observations I have. One, look, national security information are not public information. I agree that we have situations in the country, border security, and there are investigations. Everything will not come to the public clearly. You don't do security bid in the public clearly. So I understand some of the things you're saying, but I agree that the relevant authorities, like somebody mentioned, the national security issue with the Senate, these are people who should ask questions. Look, we can just put the security of the state on the radio. It's not possible. So when there are investigations, those investigations are ongoing, actions are taken, there will be follow-up. But everything just does come on the radio. Okay. But some of the statements you make, Paco, we got to be careful too now. Some of these things can hurt the country. The president is not safe. The security state is threatened. You know, monitoring information is one of the necessities we have to put in place for the stability of our country. I understand all these things. We all panic when we hear these things as civilians, but we got to trust people who got the rights, people who got the details, who got the training to do some of these things. That's just my point to you. Thank you this morning.
Thank you for making your input. Definitely, you are entitled to our opinion. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. This is Glenn Joshua, whatever power.
Let's hear you, Band.
Oh, your talking point this morning from my concern, it has to do with the material difference. You know, and every time if we're investigating, it will never end. 10 years now, we're still investigating. So for me, they may say they are taking to different because the government loves the citizens. That's why you see all the things happening. Because the government loves the citizens, you see anything happening, you see them coming up, saying the citizens. But it can happen. How many times? Yeah, can you remember last year? Or I think this is after last year, the EP made that. I have somebody saying that time that thing happened. No, they say yes, oh, I said, for no, you say, oh, yeah, the president that time. Then you're nothing about it. So you think you're going to serious? You're not serious. Somebody who bought a car we had to go there. I can be the president at any day. You see a man shot the head and back 2 times. You just screen to her on about 2 times and then about 2 times one time you can do that. Eh? And bro, nothing can be done in the country that I see other people coming out to say they talking against it. Always they be that. Yeah, that government every year you hear no, nothing will be done. Ain't nothing free. And they will actually come up with statement. Thank you, man.
Thank you. We Dr. Mo callers right there. Good morning. That person is gone. 07709079070 08809079007 are the numbers to call, and you'll be part of the show. We are looking at this issue this morning. Is serious, is of interest to us. Is of interest to every Liberian because your safety matters. When these things come out, like one of the callers said, we are trusting the security apparatus because without them we cannot do it. Without them we cannot do it. We talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear the name I called from.
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim Kamara calling from Jonesville.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, my pastor, like what going on in this country, that we just begging the government and the opposition will not be refugee for any country again. This is our poor country. If we want to manage the country, that they leave our love play for our children. Liberia will tire of everything. Gonso, will tire. Ghanaian, they will not look at the one who refugee. Guinea will not look at the one who refugee. They will not look at the one who refugee. Our poor country, if we're not able to settle ourselves, now think the money what UN spent for this country. We're not doing nothing. We're not eating good food. We're not laying we can sleep in peace. We can work about in peace. The country full of criminal activities, so good activity attacking us. So this is here what we're begging President we are. Then you can understand. If the man and people, the fully people that are around, try to take person a mouth to do any stupid in this country. When they try, that they tell us so about okay, power we can find level to different area to leave the control there.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Hello there, my brother.
You live the name where you called from.
Yeah, this is Reverend Captain calling from Flower Town.
Go ahead, Reverend.
My brother, we praying day and night. Anyone that will bring anything that will mean like humans to run away, the fire of the Holy Spirit will expose them. Anybody, we praying day and night in our churches, in our rooms. We depend on God now. Nobody can defend us. Even those that we're talking about to defend us, they are unable to defend themselves. But only God having the nation. And so anyone that want to do anything, they're welcome to do it, but God will expose them. That's what I have to say. We continue to pray.
Definitely, God will expose them. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
You live the name where you called from.
Let me say good morning to Peter Sherry and happy belated birthday to him. And let me commend the voice of the viewer family for introducing this topic that is significant and second now to the people of Liberia. You know what happened at the people of Liberia of what to see today, Daniel? It's a clear sign of war that someone wants to wage war on Liberia. How can we see the conversion of weapons? How can weapons like Winchester, the Liberians going to war, or somebody come against Liberia? And let me appreciate the Liberian the National Police for the job together for the job well done. And we are calling on the command of Liberia to not take this thing for phone. It's still coming for an ample Liberia, it's not still to be taken for. The men that use dinner, you exactly not men to play forward. The guys are motive. There's a reason why you saw exactly Polica are ready to cover up with firearms and restaurant with NSA. That is not a security.
We're going to hold you there. In as much as the police is still investigating, you cannot brand someone to be the doer of the act when there are no evidence against them.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay.
Chosen, let's hear you.
First, I want to thank you for the show, for all you've seen, for the opposition, the ruling party. I think this country is divided. This country, I can tell you, I'm age of 25, I go to school in Labrador, live in Labrador, but Labrador, I think there's no understanding in our country. There's no love. There's no unity. I can tell you, but I was running are working also some project called the movement against smoking. And they go from ghetto to from school to school. But if you observe the country is not united, the country is not safe. I can tell you that me, my enterprise was going to in the net, in the cafe, there's no police to the checkpoint to check in the cafe. There's no what in the cafe.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Papa. Good morning, Papa. Good morning. This is Marcy.
Let's hear you, Marcy.
Okay, the people, the fellow calling for me. Let me say thank you this morning to your friend, the brother in studio. Papa, I want to say this to the Liberian people and to the government of Liberia. Please, I want for us to get to this man, the foreign minister, Papa. The foreign minister need to get to the embassy and to the embassy man. This issue of the bomb, they give for America. And the men in our register in the army nation want to continue to see America. I believe anything coming from America, you need everything you bring, everything can be there. So asking the foreign minister, this is my CC, please, when we go to war, we're not fortifying anybody until we hear the final whistle. We don't want to say that John Brown or Peter Brown. We're talking about AFL recruiting and recruiting for opposition. We always saying in the country that they're not many. And the problem is they recruit every year, but all people bring on government that the government bring ammunition because they recruit the problem there for opposition. So let's do that aspect my support or my suggestion is get to the embassy. And the ambassador let them make our case and making government. Are you getting me, Papa?
I'm getting you, Marcy.
Okay. Now I want to say on the show, let's get to the ambassador, let our case, let's get to the ambassador. I said, Makati, let me our case to making government. What they go keep, let's know who brought it for, and where they came from, who was never all the years for America, and then they live in America. So they play a key for Liberia, why they keep all for denying, they play for us who are there, they want to eat, but they need all the continue, and the rest of them are saying they go for in Broadway and the decision was thing. So I beg you, the government, let them make sure and reach to the embassy to make that case. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you, man, Susie. We take more calls on this development. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Let's hear you the name of coffee.
My name is James K. Slaughter. I'm calling from Texas.
James, let's hear you.
My concern had to do with our Liberia leader. As a me, I don't part of no political party, but me, another hunter for anybody in the country. If people feel that we just saying in the country creating power for ourselves, I know I will always say, no day I will go in the bush to go and pick a gun, my brother and sister again. Even they say they get snapper in the country. Yes, snapper got a gun in the country because they put it there, they're correct. To kill them, say, because they can't have said, always the shot. That the shot will find that you find one of them about it. And number one, you have to do it. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not part of no political party. I guess same way to move in Liberia. I'm a born citizen. I'm going to different country beside the country. And the country, my country, I'm going to know different country. So if people keep looking for power for themselves, if they never see the real procedure, we tire with the people then private. Thank you.
Thank you. 0770907907907 08809079007 are the numbers to call and you'll be live on the program this morning. We take more calls. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Well, this is J. Abake McCanvey calling from Brownsville. With regard to the issue of the government really need to intervene into this investigation because they are the ones that always coming to make peace here, using their resources to try to support to make peace in the place. And government has shut down. The first half are penetrated, have gone to Brownsville and have gone to Pinzi. They want if the United States government intelligence will not come to intervene. What to do about this for them to compare them to go see people on what happened to what brought to people. We will not come to be aware. So the ECOWAS community need to intervene into the investigation to ensure that a member state is free of criminology in the system. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Thank you. Take more calls on this. Good morning. This person is right there. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Steve Man. I'm calling for the forward recruiter.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother, you see the problems in this country. That's the justice minister who should hold responsible, not the government, because he's responsible for those kind of things that when it happens. He there to chastise any wrong thing, but when it happen, they just let it go. You safe. They were having a protest to the capital building there. They carry arms. Today we don't hear anything about it. This few days again last year, what it name, Kumi bodyguard took arms. Yeke Koluba would threaten the government. Henry Kosa would threaten the whole nation. Nothing he has seen about it. So this arm business here, what I'm seeing about it is that that's the opposition bringing the arm. So
we can do that. We can do that. There are no evidence to prove that opposition are the ones bringing the arms in the country. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yeah, you, my brother.
Yes, my name is Mafi Mayor, calling from Maryland Center Community, Bannersville.
Yes, yeah, my brother.
Thank you for your talking point this morning. But we Liberians, I don't think we start shifting blame opposition of government. Because if you look at all government plays some part, then the opposition will play some part. Because God doing it local county by election before it, we saw people with khaki uniform in local county. Then opposition together. So then the government investigate. We bring it in this country, but we not just conclude. Because if you conclude, if I conclude, that means I will be in the government too. So I beg you, that will look at the investigation. What the investigation will tell us, I think they are one will depend on to say that John Brown do they want. But we shouldn't start cleaning bring to say that the opposition they want nothing else to the opposition.
Definitely, we'll talk to this person. Good morning. Please just for a receiver. I'm getting off feedback. I can just continue talk to this one. Good morning. You need to just for a receiver. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
You're live. The name where you call from?
Yeah, this is Charles T. Cooper. I call from Tupo County.
Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, you see, my brother, on the issue of this discovery of in this country, is something that already instills fear in the citizens of the country. So for me, I had problem with the manageability of the information. You see, my brother, in a civilized society, there are certain information, especially when it comes to security information. It will be managed in a way by our security sector that it will not cause havoc in the nation. Mind you, people still live with the scare of the war days. People still live in that fear. So citizens hearing that there are ammunition destroying the country, there's a fear now hovering over the entire nation, and that alone can instill fear in the citizenry. Mm-hmm. Even the voter alone, some of them may not even care on voting day. And then people are saying that, oh, it's the opposition, it is the government. But for me, the only thing that is in our nation is that many of our investigations in this country do not come to end. We have been here many times the government has conducted investigations. You generally do not know the outcomes of the investigation. And then you can remember the under chief of staff or President Johnson, he made a grievous allegation the last time when he said that he had friends in the diaspora and in country that have been sending messages to overthrow the president because of the long stay of the country. Some of us, we took that very seriously and we posted on our Facebook pages that he needed to be called for an investigation. The under chief of staff, which you have all of the security intelligence, cannot be coming out and saying that friends are telling to overthrow the president. That allegation is a felony, is a criminal allegation. So we said that the security service needed to call him for investigation. But mind you, Liberia is a serious country. And everything in this country, I don't know what is happening to our country. This country has evolved. We are over 175 years independent, over 200 of historical existence, but nothing is spread to this country. So the way the security center manage the information, that already put fear in this country because the president told you that we should be security by ourselves with a CCTV camera. That tell you alone that the security center is weak. And you know, like our poor border system. We got rid of the poor border system. So I was thinking, who in the right mind want to import arms We want to import through the free port. And we have poor border system. I mean, I was thinking that person who want to import through the poor border system. But nobody in the right mind want to import onto the free port where there are a whole lot of checking system and so forth. Man, you there now, you and this African politics. We could bring the opposition. We could also bring the ruling government. Because man, you should look at the coin from both sides. Maybe the opposition too may have their own motive. Maybe the government too may have their own political motive to want to maybe gain something at the back of the opposition.
Thank you. We can thanks for the advice. Straight to the point. We cannot. It's too early to start shifting blames. It's about time we look up to security apparatus in this country. My word. It's time we look up to security apparatus in this country where they will give all those details surrounding this whole issue. That from there we can make our determination to know who is responsible for the act. We talk to more callers right there. This person. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my voice. Good morning.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
We live.
Yeah, your dangerous. Nothing calling from State Street.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I don't want to talk much, but what pains me more about the country is that no politician or political leader in the country get the country out. Yeah, because they are the cause, and the reason the country keep going backward. And I want to urge that young people to leave the tribalism and better stop following political leaders that talk too much.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
The name where you call from?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your conversation this morning. What we're telling the government, what the children think, what they do in this country, the country not belong to them. For Joseph Junior, they are Joria Day. We're begging them. We'll not be refugees and we'll continue talking it. That I think what they own. For party should not know it word. For the chief of staff not know that word. For them to be peace in this country. America looking at Jella white boss, one care about the looking at that, they don't know what you go on in this country. Anybody play nonsense in this country. We will make sure we'll take all the women in this country, they will be naked and walk on the street. So what they want to kill, let it kill, everybody want that. That is like business. And then when they tire of the country, let them sell the country to Qatar or Dubai. So let them make Labro all of fun. Because they don't need peace. You don't know the country will get Labro will go into 12, but Labro now go back to ABC. We get things. We not get no respect outside again. One every day that only one Labro. You go it down. From January to December, Labro just looking every day just looking at holiday. Children are not going to school.
Thank you. We talk to more callers right there. Good morning.
Well, good morning, my dear brother. How are you?
Let's hear you.
Thank you. This is the people's governor, the most talk about district number 10 governor. I'm so AI and I do join you for my comfort district from the whole road members of the response and defense team. Thank you for the show this morning. You know, sometimes for some of our when we hear some of our Liberian brothers speaking to issue like the national issue, and you know, it's like somehow they may know something about it, and you know, and government will need to have no doubt but to ask them to explain something about it, because the peace of this nation is every one of our concern. You complain about AFL chief of staff, how what the men say, in fact, how the people is putting the citizens in fear. Is that not what if the people who are have press conference and say journalists are not invited and do it behind closed door? We will be the same people complaining against it. The people not open to the media. They doesn't want to invite the media. So that was right yesterday. My point here is that you listen to your previous caller when they were saying that article, they putting fear in the citizens. That is something that needs to be exposed. We need to know about, because all the way we say some of our in the country we went through this 14 years civil war.
While we are tired, others are not tired here. They want to see their country because it should have been only that man in America to send that thing, then he get nobody on ground. But can you imagine the people are whole suspect all for on ground to show that people stay in the country and got evil motive towards the country, but God will continue to expose them. So somebody should come and be shaving, blame our government, do they want government that way? Government do something when government knowing very well that the peace of this they are the one involved and they have to do everything to protect the peace of the country jealously. Thank you for the airtime.
Thank you, Adonso. Adonso Eyazo. Thank you so very kindly. 0770-907-907. 0880907-907. Come out shortly. We call this a day, and I'm going to speak with the Reporters Association of Liberia. The planning committee, remember that is that body. Let me talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, brother in studio.
Let's hear the name where you come from.
All right, my name is Josiah Smoke calling from the Governor Peace Alley.
Go ahead, Josiah.
You know, let me say thank you to the government and the national police for doing a great job. What I want to say, some of us, like previous caller said, some of us left here in 1998 when we were much smaller. We know the things we went through. We know the appeals we went through. We know the effects of what we went through today. Some of us, our breadwinners, some of us, we are fatherless, we are motherless, some of us, our opportunity went away. Today, we are struggling. We do not want any mishap in this country anymore. That's why we continue to say some of us on the radio. We will want to go to the ballot box. When you know something hurts you, now go to the ballot box and express our grief there. That's the best place to go. The country, the peace of the country is what we all want. Without peace, we cannot stay. Without peace, we cannot go to church. Without peace, we cannot do the little thing we are doing. It's better to be in peace before you live dry eat it and to be scattered. Now, so the police, we do not want this investigation to go the way previous investigation goes. They tell you we continue investigation, like Mosekata always say in the words of Mosekata police woman. Investigation continues, and that's the end. Let the particular issues be brought to the logical conclusions. Whosoever is liable, then Lord take it goes. We are talking about the peace of the land. We want to go to the ballot peacefully. Whosoever wins the elections, you are our president. The idea is Liberia is our common denominator. Let us maintain the peace. Let the police fast track the investigations. It should not be stuck under the carpet. Whosoever to shoot people around here at the end of the day, the investigation continues. We cannot get no outcome like other investigations around here or to present like the drug issues, like the 3 basic boys, like the Lama issues, like others. We do not want it to be that way. They want a battle around the peace of our country. Let it be brought to the logical conclusion and let Liberians get the very picture. Whosoever involved, bear the consequence of the law.
Thank you. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Let's hear you.
I've been here. I'm Paul speaking from Cowell. In Liberia, if you mind the ugliness of a baboon, you will treat it with death. And another thing is, where there is smoke, there is fire. Liberians are the ones that elected the government. Mm-hmm. So if you get vexed with them because you elected the government to bring a war in the country, you just be killing the citizens, but not the government, but not the leader. Then another thing is, before the arms will come, there are been people who are threatening war. Like Yaka called by, have been threatening war. It's no secret. Like one of the representatives.
Oh, we lost that call. We'll talk to this one. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, first I would like to say some of us would want to be embarrassed with some of we have doing our, personal security works. But what we look at this country is sometimes we see people blaming government and saying that government is not on top of things. Because every time you go for investigation, there's no fact finding. So sometimes when things really occur, and then people want to know the actual fact, the people are getting too angry and getting reluctant with the government. Because the witnesses, there is no one day fact finding coming to say, yeah, this. You see people saying, condemning, these things that will not come. But they forget to know that it's chaos. We are in the process of election. looking at the time now, we're already into 2023 to see where the guns come from, and even what surprised me, where the guns gone past to reach broadly. People who are looking at, and even as for me, what I want to just say, those who contaminate, that seeking for power, that coming for representative, senator, and others, they all need to come together to work to see how we can put things in order so that we can have peaceful election. How will you get position, or how will you be elected when there's crisis? People looking, condemning government and all of. Why will government bring gun, or why will opposition to, or bring gun in chaos that during the time of election, where there will be noise? Will we have peaceful election when you take power? So we need to come together as Liberians to work together to bring peace. We suffer a lot. We suffer a lot.
We suffer a lot. Definitely, we suffer a lot.
Yeah, we suffer a lot.
Good morning. Good morning. Talk to this person from line 5. This one is right here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yes, I'm Melvin G. Sherman speaking from the Century World Community.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, we are Liberian. We just let us come along on our own. I heard no man talking about.
Go ahead, sure. Make your point. Make your point. Don't question people in our opinion.
Okay. The funny thing in the country is I'm not going to say, if you see you're voting for election, the other person won, the opposition is going to work with the government to do what the citizen want them to do.
Lots of person. Well, folks, yeah. It's 9:47 in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Like I said, few minutes from now, I'm going to be speaking with the Reporters Association of Liberia. That group will be inducting a new corps of officers on today. Yeah, I'm told that program will be held at the Cinco Palace. Is that Cinco Palace, formerly Melino Guest House, and will be inducting its new corps of officers on today. So I'm going to speak with the planning committee of that program. I'm going to tell us who are those expected to grace that occasion, who will deliver the keynote address, and who will serve as an induction officer, and who are those to be inducted into office. So, I'm making all rounds, doing everything possible. And once I have the chairperson of the planning committee with me on the phone, we're going to have some conversation. This concerns us as well. We as journalists, this is our own. So at times when we have these kinds of activities, is good. We sing our own song. Good morning. I miss this person, but we are still finding it difficult, a bit challenging year to get the planning chairperson. But until then, keep sending your calls to 07709079007, 08809079907. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's say, my brother.
Yeah, I saw the just a week from district number 10 Comfortable Road. The issue of the issue law, I take it everybody, not just only the government, but all three things. Everybody come together with order to handle this issue the best way. They will know how to come enter this country. And our weak police officers are there. So the cars coming into the country, and then the cars when they draw in outside, they get in and $1, $50, $5. It's just like $1 million to them. So just let it see, could just pass free. And look, one of the things I read it or article is this. Look, 2020 meeting election, if I'm mistaken, it's the yellow process that they don't go live right now. People have immigration booths going to the federal polling center, beating people, and nothing give out of it. The president went Nima County on a tour,
EPMS come a tracer at the share, you know, come a tracer to a house, but only to Nima, other way on a kind of tour, and nothing cheaper. Allo A. 4 others die within 1 week, nothing cheaper out of it. So my die in kind of person said they were having sex, nothing cheaper out of it. I think these are what people are just have that belief that anything can happen like grow and there'll be no better understanding. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing great.
This is Martin Richard. I come from the Oro.
Go ahead.
You know, every occurrence must have a root. Everything that happens must have a root or the root cause. And so I want to make a suggestion to the investigators as regards to this arm issue, that they should go to the root, okay, of this situation. You don't start solving the problem from the head. How did that arm leave from America? Okay, the route that it passed through. Okay, and the further is that some of the routes is comments that have been made by individuals in this country, stakeholders, including the chief of staff, who said people been texting him, calling him about overthrowing this president. Okay, so he should be part and parcel, a key individual in the investigation. He should not be left out.
Thank you. He should not be left out. We take more of the calls. Commercial we call this a day right here. Good morning. We talk to this person from line 5. Yeah, from this far angle. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Let's hear you. The name where you called. You're coming in broken. I'm not really getting you. Say your name again. Something knows that person. 0770907907. We take 1 or 2 more calls and call it a day. I am still hoping if I can have the chairperson of the planning committee for the induction program, the Reporters Association of Liberia, a conglomeration, a group, the umbrella organization for all reporters in Liberia. I know they are under that umbrella. They are that auxiliary of the president of Liberia that's responsible to supersede the workings of reporters in Liberia. And so, like I said, half of us, the planning committee, I'm told she's the chairperson on the planning committee. Good morning and welcome to Voice of Liberia. Your line is actually bad. Good morning. Bye. Just don't know. We appreciate. Yeah. Actually, I take serious interest in this. That. 0770. I'm not taking any more calls, folks. I just want to squeeze this thing in because it's about us journalists. Yeah, this is our own thing, and so it's important we attach some seriousness to it. It's good that we attach some seriousness to this. It's our own thing. Yeah, obviously it is ours. And so today, lately this evening at 6 p.m., we will be at the Syncope Palace, formerly Median Guest House, where the induction ceremony of the Reporters Association will be held. So we encourage every one of us journalists in this country, however which this is. Okay. Yeah, exactly. This is she. Thanks for joining us on the phone. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, thank you.
Okay, for the sake of the audience and those listening, you care to just tell us a name quickly?
Okay, Ms. Dorcas C. Liberia-VOL. media Liberian journalist, and I work for the Liberia News Agency. The sixth induction ceremony, chairperson of the Reporter Association of Liberia.
That body is expected to induct new course of officers on today, I'm told. You care to give us what should we expect from that program on today?
So we expect to see all of our reporters, all of our guests, all of our well wishers and supporters at the program today. The program is going to be held at the Cinco Palace along the Tubman Boulevard in Congo Town, the former Millennium Guest House. And today we start the program at 6 p.m. It's going to become after the dinner. And yes, that's it. That's how it's going to be. And then we're going to have our fundraising as well for funds collected or raised going to be used for Reporters Association or office space.
So these kind of occasions usually when they come out, you have dignitaries, you have different officials, both from government and also of government, are invited to grace such an occasion. You care to give us the name of those the association have invited to grace this occasion on today?
Well, today the keynote speaker for the program is Commissioner Len Eugene Nangwe.
Mhm.
And yes, the induction officer is Simeon Freeman, the political leader of the movement for progressive change.
So
And we,
one may say it encompasses both a member of the opposition and that of the ruling
yes, sure,
establishment.
yes,
Mhm.
sure. And we expect to see the city mayor, Mayor Jefferson Kochi.
Mhm.
We will the city mayor, and he told us he will be at the program, and we expect to see a lot of dignitaries that some I can't remember. We wrote Honorable Kotolo. I think he's an aspirant.
Mhm. After go to I
We
can remember.
we
Mhm.
wrote Senator aspirant Johnny Quay of Boncanse, which of course we wrote him for support as well, and invited him, and he's contented. We hope to see Mr. Oniyama from BFRW. We will Smeko, Asala Meta Liberia, Firestone Liberia, the APN seminars.
And a
We
whole
hope
list
to
of
see the
and a whole list of organizations as well.
yes, we hope to see
Mhm.
Honorable Senfire as well.
All right. So quickly before we take leave of you, care to give us the names of those that will be inducted on today?
Okay, we have Willie Topa as president. Willie is from the Front Page Africa newspaper. We have Henson Depa Truth FM, vice president, and Augustine Starr, secretary general, Bobby Timber, assistant secretary, and Esther Johnson, financial secretary. For the Red Carpet event, we proceed to the hall to start the program.
Thank you so very much indeed. We appreciate and look forward to being there on today.
Thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, folks. So on that note, yeah, this is how we going to take leave of you right here on the program this morning. We take our regular weekend break to be back on Monday. So our role is to Cinco Palace, where all of the reporters you thinking about will be there today as we grace that occasion. That program will be inducting a new set of officers to steer the affairs of the association. Until then, Good Morning Liberia returns on this radio on Monday morning. Harris Billing, Abraham Parker was here. Until then, goodbye from my end.